Line of Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas. Longview action and PKA is coming up. That's how they shape up.
Well, each fighter fights 2-minute rounds with a minute rest in between. They have to land a minimum of 8 hard kicks each round or they're penalized. All the kicks and punches have to be above the waist. The fights are all scored by the 3 judges at ringside on a 10-point must system. And the fighters are wearing, of course, regulation 8- and 10-ounce gloves with 4-ounce foot pads.
All right, and we're looking for a good one here in the lightweight category. Clemmon Jr. Wilson against Dicky Jordan. This is 7 rounds, a lightweight battle, and here with the introductions of our fighters is ring announcer Warren Bradley.
Ladies and gentlemen, a 7-round bout for the championship in the lightweight division. Introducing first in the blue corner from Dallas, Texas. He is 25 years old, stands 5 foot 7 inches tall, and weighed in at 139 pounds. He has a contact karate record of 11 wins, no losses, and 1 draw. He is the PKA's number 8 world-ranked lightweight contender. Welcome, please, Clemmon Wilson Jr. Wilson. And in the red corner, from Longview, Texas, he is 29 years old, is 5 foot 10 inches tall, and weighed in at 137 pounds. He has a contact karate record of 13 wins, 3 losses, and no draws, with 5 of his wins by the knockout. Longview's own, the fighting fireman, Dicky Jordan. The referee for this bout is Bill Clark.
Okay, gentlemen, I want a real clean fight with no holding and no clinching. If I tell you to break, I want you to keep your hands up and protect yourself. Stop throwing punches and kicks. You both understand that? Make sure you don't hold or clinch your opponent. You'll only be warned twice, and then I'll have to penalize you. If your kicks and punches above the waist, have a real good fight. Step back, bow to me, to each other, and we'll go.
Clemmon Wilson Jr. is a fighter that many believe could become one of the best in the world once he sharpens his skills. And there is the fighting fireman. He is a fireman here in Longview, Texas. In fact, he was sliding down the fire pole today just before the weigh-in.
Well, he didn't get off work until noon. He came over here and got ready to go, and he seems like he's fired up and ready. Bad pun. Sorry about that, dude.
Well, they were clinching for the moment. They're both warned for holding by Bill Clark. Jordan with a reach advantage, but Wilson the more active of the two.
They're set for 7 rounds, and they're starting off at a pretty fast pace. Dicky Jordan, I think, is going to have a hard time with his quickness and the slipperiness of Clemmon Wilson. Clemmon Wilson is a guy that's real hard to hit. You see him moving laterally very nicely there. He'll move and hit in little tic-tac-toes there and get out. He doesn't really have a lot of knockouts. Out of 11 fights, he hasn't knocked anybody out.
And he wins with technique, and he's also very feisty. The two of them slip there.
And no knockdown there, just a tangle of the feet.
Wilson spent some time in the Army. In fact, was boxing for the United States Army and was 12-4-1, and does have aspirations of boxing perhaps in the future, but there are many that are close to him that say that would be a mistake, that he should stay with the PKA because of his size and the quickness that he has, especially with his feet. He does like the brawl at times, though, and you can tell that he does enjoy that infighting from time to time. Now Jordan being warned.
Had a little bit of holding there by Jordan, and then Jordan paid for it because as he let go, Clemmon Wilson racked him with the left hand. Both fighters are slowing the pace a little bit now and trying to set each other up for front leg kicks. Jordan's still showing a little tenseness there. You can see that he's kind of wrenching up his upper body, tensing up when he throws his punches. And that's, again, I think, the effect of being here in front of all these hometown people.
Thank you. We're coming down to the end of round 1. These two lightweights won the homespun fireman. Dicky Nolan. We're going into the Nolan corner right now. There's Dicky Jordan, and there's a look at Clemmon Wilson.
Santae, one thing.
In the corner, Walter McCullough, Sandy McCullough, and Ken Wiseman there.
So bad, man.
Ken Wiseman, number 5 ranked super heavyweight out of Dallas, is a real up-and-comer.
Here's the slip that we saw earlier.
We see Dicky Jordan moving back there and just gets his feet tangled up as Wilson attacks. And you don't like to end up that way, but that happens.
Pretty good action coming later, though, in round number 1.
Well, Dicky Jordan, they're kind of tangling up, and that's where he held for a second. He started to pull away, and Santae uncorked the left hand there. So he's got to be careful about dropping those hands.
Clemmon Santae Wilson Jr. from Dallas, Texas, 25 years of age. He works as a security officer in Dallas, Texas, a peace officer in a very violent sport tonight. The scoring in round number 1, how did you have it, John?
Well, it was a very close round. Really, no fighter was dominant by any stretch, but I gave that 10-9 to Clemmon Wilson. He seemed to be just a little bit more in control of the way the fight was moving along.
About a couple of warnings now for holding given to Wilson, so they could be docking points from here on in.
Well, Jordan's making a mistake now as he moves in. He's letting those hands drop a little bit, and that's not a smart way to fight.
That right from Jordan connected along the ropes, but Wilson again got out of there in a hurry.
Jordan also with 5 knockouts is not a real powerful fighter, and he's letting those arms drop. Now, a guy that hits harder than Clemmon Wilson would be certainly making him pay for this.
A left by Wilson missing. And Jordan goes down. Boy, Wilson tagged him that time with a good combination.
Well, that was just a nice, slick, moved-in left-right combination. Caught Dicky Jordan flush on the jaw, and he went down from the force of the blow. That's the best, of course, the best blow we've seen so far in this fight.
Neither of the two have been kicking a great deal, though, in here in round number 2. Jordan coming up with the left that misses, and the two are in a clinch. Clark quickly getting them separated. Another left from Wilson connecting. Jordan stunned and on his heels here. Wilson with a good left-right. Jordan coming back and is in trouble in his corner now. Oh, that right really tagged Jordan.
Definitely Dicky Jordan is in big trouble right now.
And we have a standing 8 now being given to Jordan.
Bill Clark definitely moving in wisely to give a standing 8 count.
We're coming down to the end of round number 2. It's been all Clemmon Wilson here. Clemmon Wilson. Some say he's somewhat passive for this sport, but he wasn't passive in round number 2 as we look in Dicky Jordan's corner right now. Al McCoy and John Wolf Morgan working with him.
I'm sure that Jordan's corner is very, very concerned right now.
You took your eyes off of him. Breathe deep. Breathe deep.
They're telling him you took your eyes off of him, you didn't watch him, and that's exactly what happened.
That's why you got hit with that right hand. You quit looking at him. You looked.
Here's a look at the knockdown now coming in the second round.
Give me some cross kicks, okay?
And it was again along the ropes that Jordan was in some trouble.
You ready? All right?
His corner, I'm sure, is trying to get him fired up and back into this fight, because right now he's way off kilter here. He's got a lot of making up to do.
Well, we did not get that replay up. Our apologies for that. But we're ready now for the start of round number 3.
If I was Jordan, I'd want to be trying to move and pick some shots and just try to get around to kind of get my timing back, get my pace back. The last thing he wants to do is get in there and mix it up real hard.
After 2 rounds, I would imagine Wilson extended his lead after round 2, John.
Well, I gave the second round 10-8 unofficially. Of course, my scoring is unofficial. The scoring from the judges at ringside.
Oh, a nice kick. That was a side kick that got inside on Wilson. I think they're ruling it a slip, though. They are.
He's giving a 1-point foul because Jordan landed 2 blows on Clemmon Wilson. Once he was down, that's against the rules. Can't hit a man when he's on the ground.
Jordan seemed to hit with that right left, but it was ruled a slip. Now it's Wilson fighting free, and we have another slip.
And Jordan drew back and wanted to hit him again when he was down.
Jordan was also a late bloomer in this sport. Did not begin competitively until he was 19. There's a left-right that puts Jordan down to the canvas again.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And he's up Just in the nick of time there. He waited almost too long.
We're in round number 3. Clemmon Wilson in black, trimmed in red. Jordan in the denim blue.
Jordan doesn't seem hurt at this very moment. He took all the time he needed there, all the time he could to get himself back together.
Another left-right. Jordan is wide open when he comes in with those jump front kicks, and he's getting tagged every time he comes in, John.
Well, those hands are down. He's letting those hands drop. He's down around his waist, and you can't fight. You cannot fight with those hands down like that.
Coming down to the end of round number 3, Clemmon Wilson is putting on a bit of a clinic.
The upset of the week is brought to you by Pepto.
On number 3, it was Clemmon Wilson giving and Dicky Jordan taking.
Oh, just a right-left combination. Jordan's hands are down there around his chest. That leaves that head just sort of hanging up there. And Dicky Jordan doesn't have a real big neck. You know, he's got one of those kind of skinny necks, and you can't take those kind of shots if you have no neck up there.
Dicky Jordan from Longview, Texas. Clemmon Wilson from Dallas, Texas.
Jordan really hasn't fought a very intelligent fight thus far because he's been getting inside there where Santae Wilson has the advantage. Oh, that's another nice right hand.
Boy, those are quick right hands, too. Awfully quick, and a good left front kick there coming from Wilson. Jordan counters and gets Wilson in the corner.
I'll tell you what, Jordan is doing one thing very well, and he's throwing those left round kicks because Clemmon Wilson is ducking.
Oh, now another left hand that gets through to Dicky Jordan.
5, 6,
He may have some trouble getting up here.
8, 9, 10.
Once again, he waited until that final count to get up. He's been knocked down 3 times in this bout already. We're in the 4th round now.
He is taking a pounding, and he doesn't seem, oh, he's hit again.
That left just really nailed Jordan, and he's spitting some blood. He's getting a standing 8 count now.
Well, the crowd doesn't like it. They don't like to see the hometown boy having to take that standing 8 count, but Bill Clark is saying that's it, and he's right. He's right.
So Clemmon Wilson with a record now of 12-0 after the technical knockout. He just keeps on keeping on. He feels that he is a world-class PKA man and deserves all the recognition he can get.
Well, he was very, very impressive here tonight, and he certainly is letting a few people see him here on ESPN. He hasn't had this opportunity before. I know he's very pleased with his performance. There's Walter McCullough, who is his trainer and his manager. I'm sure they're going to go back to Dallas real happy with the results of this fight tonight.
There's the disappointment on the face of Dicky Jordan here in front of the home folks.
Yeah.
Said he got into this sport because he was too small to participate in some of the other sports in high school, and that pretty much is a good statement for why PKA has been so well accepted by so many.
We see a good stiff right-left combination. That was really the telling blows all night long, was able to strike with that right and followed up with the left hook coming back. There it is again. He hit him with, must hit him with 6 or 8 of those during the course of the 4 rounds.
Just a simple case of not getting up a guard defensively, and that's really what bothered Jordan throughout the entire bout. Now with the official results, let's go to our ring announcer, Warren Bradley.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming at 121 of the 4th round by TKO, the winner is Clemmon Wilson Jr.
This Longview crowd giving Clemmon Wilson, even though the hometown favorite there didn't make it to the winner's circle, they're giving him a appreciative applause.
Well, Jordan has won 13 fights, so he did not beat a ham and egger tonight. This was a well-deserved and well-earned win for Dicky Jordan, who was the culprit, and the winner, who was Clemmon Wilson. We'll continue with more in a moment. Civic Center.